Hi, I'm Greg, and welcome to My Gregarious World. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to follow our 30-day adventure in Rome. Your comments and questions are always welcome in the comment section below. It's our 6th day in Rome, our first Sunday here, and after a long day yesterday, we wanted to relax and enjoy this beautiful, warm, sunny day in May. Our main destination today was the Rome Rose Garden, located near Circus Maximus, about a 10-minute walk from our condo in Monte. We began a leisurely walk past the Colosseum. The lines to enter the Colosseum were very long because it was the first Sunday of the month and entrance was free. But we also noticed groups of people walking towards the Circus Maximus along with us. Many were wearing Race for the Cure t-shirts, so we assumed today was the day for the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure event in Rome. We cut through Circus Maximus just as the race crowd was beginning to congregate. By the time we left the Rose Garden an hour later, Circus Maximus was half full of participants. Tens of thousands met for the cause that day. Rome's Rose Garden is located just above Circus Maximus. It's constructed on the site of a former Jewish cemetery, and the walkways within the garden are laid out in the shape of a menorah. You'll find over 1,100 species of roses from all over the world here. When we first arrived, the garden was buzzing with Race for the Cure participants, but by the time we left, it was practically deserted. We visited near the beginning of May, and the roses were not yet at peak bloom, but it still was a beautiful, peaceful place to visit. We'll stop in again later in the month to see if the rose bushes are in full bloom. The Rose Garden is free to enter, but it's only open in late April through mid-June, so there's a very short window of opportunity to see it. We started walking through the east end of Circus Maximus towards St. Gregory al Celio Church and Monastery, just a short distance from the Rose Garden. On the way, we met these cute canine Komen Walk for the Cure participants. San Gregorio al Celio is located on one of the 7 hills of Rome, Celio Hill. Pope St. Gregory the Great built this monastery on the site of his family home in 575 AD. It's believed his family home is still preserved under the church, but is yet to be excavated. The steps leading to the church can be challenging, especially for those with mobility issues. To enter the church, you must ring the doorbell and wait to be let in. The church is simple but beautiful. At the time of our visit, the ceiling was covered with a type of screen or mesh net. We've seen this netting in other churches in Rome. I believe it was installed to catch pieces of the ceiling that might fall, hopefully for restoration purposes. Near the front of the altar is an old stone chair. It has been dated back to the 1st century BC, and it's believed St. Gregory would sit in this throne during Mass. In one of the chapels is a beautiful fresco of the Madonna and Child. Tradition says that while he was praying by this icon, the Madonna spoke to St. Gregory. There is also a small shop inside the church that sells soaps, oils, and creams made by the monks. Adjacent to the church and monastery is a convent and homeless shelter operated by Mother Teresa's Missionaries of Charity. In a meadow beneath the steps leading to the church is a memorial to Mother Teresa. Also located on the Celian Hill, about a 5-minute walk from St. Gregory al Celio, is the Basilica of Santi Giovanni e Paolo. The basilica is also called the Church of the Chandeliers, and it is one of the most popular upscale wedding sites in Rome because of the spectacular crystal chandeliers that fill the church. The chandeliers were gifted to the basilica in the 1950s by the Waldorf Astoria Hotel and Cardinal Spellman, Archbishop of New York and titular cardinal of the basilica. The Waldorf Astoria was being renovated and no longer needed the chandeliers, so Cardinal Spellman arranged to have the chandeliers brought to this church in Rome. The chandeliers can be lit up for €5 by inserting coins into a machine. The basilica is built over the home of Roman brothers John and Paul, who were martyred here. There is an archaeological excavation of the martyrs' home beneath the church that dates back to the 2nd and 3rd centuries. Tours are available, and the entry fee was €8 in May 2023. The tomb of the incorrupt body of St. Paul of the Cross is found under an altar in a side chapel on the right side of the basilica. He died in the monastery adjacent to the church. Also at the foot of Celio Hill is the Basilica di Santi Quattro Coronati. We walked up a steep cobblestone street and arrived at the outer courtyard of the basilica. The bells were ringing, and as we entered the 4th century complex, it felt like we were stepping into a medieval fortress. During a time of conflict in the 9th century, the basilica was the residence of the Pope because of the security it offered. The courtyard, with frescoed walls, is a hidden gem in the middle of modern Rome. Legend says the church was named Quattro Coronati, or 4 crowned martyrs, for 4 Christian marble workers who were put to death for refusing to sculpt pagan idols. But some others believe it was named for 4 Roman soldiers martyred for their Christian faith. A must-see when visiting Quattro Coronati is the well-hidden San Silvestro Chapel. In the courtyard, look for a door marked Monache Agostinio. Ring the bell, and a nun or caretaker will allow you to enter the chapel for a donation, usually 2 to 5 euros. This donation is not required, but it is appreciated and used for the upkeep of the convent and basilica. We weren't able to see the chapel because the nuns were busy preparing for Sunday Mass. About a 3-minute walk from Quattro Coronati is our final stop for the day, the Basilica di San Clemente. We walked into the basilica through a very picturesque courtyard. When entering the church, you can't help but be mesmerized by the beautiful gold mosaics behind the main altar and the magnificent golden ceiling. The floor is also impressive, an example of the Cosmotex style of inlaid stone tiles. Entrance into the basilica is free, but you will need to purchase a ticket to tour the excavations below. The church is a 12th century church, built over a 4th century church, built over a 1st century house, next to an early pagan temple. All these layers may be viewed in the excavations. The tour can be arranged online and costs 10 euros. Photos are not allowed. On our way back to the condo, we stopped at a local grocery store to pick up some items for dinner. I wanted to try making the sauce we learned how to make in our pasta making class. So we purchased some tomato sauce, garlic, onion, and a basil plant, along with some pre-made tortellini. We couldn't resist buying some boxed wine that we saw for 0.9 euros, about $1 per liter. Believe it or not, it wasn't terrible, equal to a good American table wine. Okay, we're going to make a small batch today, so I'm only going to put half the jar. Here you go.
Should have Italian music going or something.
Okay, that's about half the tomato. And then some olive oil. I'm not going to measure, I'm just going to estimate. Right. And then a sprig of basil, garlic, onions. It'll be a little heavier on the onion than
And garlic, I think, too.
garlic. And then, of course, salt. Pinch of salt. And we're ready to go. Our tortellini turned out perfectly, and we had a delicious dinner, plus some laughs and conversation discussing our 90-cent boxed wine. See you next time. Buonanotte. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when the next episode becomes available. In the next episode, we'll take the train to Bracciano and go truffle hunting with Matteo.